Hee. Da, 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 da. Boop. But yes, this one is about Washoku. I've been meaning to do this one. Just had it like in the bike. Hi, Kara. Ooh, what does this do? Hi. How you doing? I'm gonna pull a Mr. J and and stream forever. I'm joking. Mostly. Hey, my last one didn't get saved. That's weird. That's weird. Um, give me a second. But yes, this one is about Washoku. Washoku. I can't say words today. But yes, Washoku is traditional Japanese food. What do you think of when you think of traditional Japanese food? Such as maybe sashimi, or what else? Ramen, gari rice. I missed you, Jay. But yes, a lot of things that you think of or wouldn't really think of would classify under traditional Japanese food. Washoku is just Japanese food, and Japanese food is like traditional Japanese food. And traditional Japanese food has a focus on a sense of harmony between each dish served while expressing seasonal differences because they have a lot of different seasonal foods, unlike over here. What seasonal foods can you think of from the US? None. Most of our foods that are quote unquote seasonal are more holiday related, like Peeps for Easter, or like Christmas cookies, Christmas ham. That's all I can think of right now. Can you guys think of any other ones? Because I can't. It's like Washoku is classified as unintangible cultural heritage because it started reclassified that in 2013 for 3 reasons: my elbow, the respect for diversity and freshness of their ingredients, because Japanese people really take the freshness of their food to very seriously. For like grocery stores would place all their produce daily. Daily. And then, like, because they're replacing it daily, mostly you can get a lot of deals when you go there late, like before closing, which is interesting. The second reason is they provides a lot of healthy nutrition. It's really healthy and nutritionally balanced, and the availability of different dishes changes with the seasons, so it expresses the beauty and nature of these seasonal changes. This would be an example of a traditional Japanese meal. Another element of washoku is presentation. Whenever you think of like example, anime food always looks good as fuck, right? Because they take presentation very seriously. All their food has to look nice. It's really cute. They take a lot of time. And it's not just like only with 5-star food that they do this with. They do it with all the food. If you get food from a crepe stand on the side of the road, it's gonna be like in Japan, it's gonna be the same quality food as if, well, not same quality, but same quality ingredients, same quality of like attention given to the food as you would in a 5-star restaurant. Unlike over here, because they take pride in their presentation. How the meal is served is just as important as how it tastes. All the bowls and utensils are like carefully placed. Ingredients are carefully plated in place to decorate the plate as well as to feed you. A typical Japanese meal consists of one soup, 3 sides, which is ichiju sanji, sansai, which has a main dish or white steamed rice, which rice in Japanese is gohan. Firiaki, which is rice seasoning, which is the light blue arrow. Seaweed, which is the dark blue arrow. A soup is either miso soup or clear soup, which is not an appetizer. You eat it with the meal, which is the light pink arrow. And then the dark pink arrows are the 3 sides. The okazu. This meal setup has like its roots trace back to the 5 great Zen temples from the 5th period Kamakura period. It was developed as a form of meal because of regality at the time and simplicity. In 2011, Japan became a country that had the most 3-star Michelin restaurants. And 2018, Tokyo got and maintained the title of the city with the most 3-star restaurants in the world. And the thing is, 3 Michelin star Tokyo restaurants are not that expensive compared to like a 3-star restaurant over here. I've done the research. I wanted to go to one, but like I can't right now for reasons. But yes. Next, I have a small timeline of the different periods and like different foods from the different periods. The first period is the Jomon period. This is like when people were still hunting and gathering before rice cultivation was introduced and evolved. Next period is the Yaon period, where rice that's where rice cultivation took root in Japan so much that it became a staple because of how easy it was for them to aggravate it at the time. And that's why rice is such a staple food in Japanese culture right now. And not just rice, like white rice. Because that's easier to cultivate and also easier to digest. After that is Kofun period, where steamed white rice became really popularized. And this is also when Buddhism first was introduced to Japan, which had a very large impact on Japanese culture. For reasons that took place in the Osaka period. This is when Emperor Tenmu banned eating any mammal meat, which took a lot of options off the plate. So this helped create the numerous ways of cooking that arose in the next 1200 years that lasted. And this is also when chopsticks were introduced, but it was only at that time it was only used by the nobility. Chopsticks in the Japanese word for chopsticks is hashi. The Tenmu meat ban only banned mammal meat, so fish became a main source of protein because it was so affordable and also allowed, which is why a lot of Japanese dishes have a lot of fish in them. This time is also when sushi originated from, because they would ferment the fish to preserve it in boiled white rice, and that's how they would eat it as well. And that was like the first sushi. The next period after that is the Nara period, which is when the usage of chopsticks or hashi it spread to the general population. No, my PowerPoint messed up. Oh no. Yes, white rice. Hi, Pixie. My PowerPoint messed up and I can't fix it up here. This sucks. My timeline. I had like 5 more periods. Well, the period after the Nara period is the Heian period, when a lot of food was being influenced by Chinese. And this is when the Taicho Yuri took root and struck in the higher classes of Japan. This is where tea drinking and cultivating first was encouraged, mostly encouraged by the emperor. And this is also when the tradition of New Year's dinner started for Japan, because their New Year's dinner is an example of what's blocking my screen right now and the rest of my timeline. That's New Year's dinner. It's Osenchi Yuri. The next period after the Heian period is the Kamakura period. This is when there are more vegetarian cooking methods developed because of Zen Buddhism. There were 2 books written by Dogen that explained how to cook and eat. Sojin Joji was also being popularized, and with many different food ingredients that was soy based, because soy also started becoming very popularized in Japan. So that's where they get soy sauce, soybeans, miso, tofu, etc. Oh, yori is Japanese for food, so that's why it's at the end of all these different types of Japanese for cooking, which is why it's at the end of all these different names. After the Kamakura period is the Asishi Momoyami period, which this is when tea ceremonies were perfected, and also Kaijin cuisine was born, which is the food that goes along with the tea ceremony. Tea ceremonies are done by geisha, which are the traditional Japanese performers, and not prostitutes. They get confused. But like geisha are what you think of: white face, the makeup, in a kimono, really colorful kimono usually, with the obi sash around it. But like the tea ceremony was the first thing that was uniquely Japanese. It wasn't adapted or influenced by anyone else. It's when Japanese culture was first developing during this period, because this is during the period of isolation that Japan had before the the West came knocking at their door, like, hey, open up. We want your shit. But yeah, the tea ceremony originated from hospitality culture that began during the Warring States period, which is when, again, all different prefectures in Japan were ruled by different samurai and their daimyo, and that's the hospitality culture is how the daimyo kept their samurai occupied enough for them to keep serving them in these battles. After that period is the Edo period, when food shops became more popular in urban areas, and then the kai the kaisenki were only really used in like traditional inns or like first class restaurants. After that, Meiji period is where we get the actual, like, what we think of sushi now, hand rolled nirigai type of sushi. This is when this was first invented, along with like other popular Japanese dishes that are served today because of famine. Most of the Japanese dishes that are served today were like created because of famine, like tonkatsu, which is pork, katsu, cutlet. It's a pork cutlet. Or in yakiniku, which is just fried meat. This is also when the meat eating ban was revoked. So the country, with that being revoked, there was an increase of health problems in the country, which I found interesting. But Japan still has one of the highest average lifespans in the world, because they still maintain the title of the world's longest living people. Because like, the longest living person in Japan lived for 112 years. She was from Okinawa. She was a native Okinawan, which are not technically Japanese. I could go into that in a different one, but Okinawans, but there was native people to Japan before the Japanese people. Kind of like how the US had Native Americans before non-native people came to Japan. And then the non-native people just like wiped out native over here, right? As well as it's like that in Japan. And Okinawans were one of the native people. There aren't that many left. And there was also native people in Hokkaido, which is the very top island of Japan. Japanese culture has original influence from Chinese culture, which reached them through Korea. But when Japan reopened it to the rest of the world, their cuisine got had more influences from Western influences, where a lot of foreign foods that you will look at and you're like, oh yeah, that's Japanese food. No, it's actually foreign food. We're adapted to Japanese tastes with their available ingredients. The first one is gyoza, which are dumplings, which are originally from China. In the middle is ramen, which is originally Indian, if I believe correct. Yes, Indian. If the one on the right is curry, which is also an Indian food. Curry rice, if I'm being particular. And also, this hamburger. Japanese for hamburger is hamburger. It's katakana. Means foreign. That's from a foreign word. But yes, this is from Japanese McDonald's. This is the mega teriyaki burger. Has 2 pork patties with a bun in the middle, lettuce, cheese, and teriyaki sauce. Versus a regular quarter pounder. Interesting, right? And it's not just like that. They have different. For example, there was this one that was like just tofu burger, pretty much, which I found interesting. And that was like a really popular one just because of different tastes in Japan. Japanese people really don't like a lot of seasoning on their food, but like Japanese seasoning just has isn't as. I'm trying to think about how to say this without making it sound weird. It's flavorful, but its own Japanese way. Like if you go to a Japanese restaurant and they give you the food, you're technically it would be respectful to eat it how they liked it because that's how they made it, how it's supposed to be made. But yes, the next slide is food terminology, which are like food endings mostly to tell you like what different ones mean. Abara is just seared, grilled, or scorched, where the surface of the meat is grilled or scorched. Age is short for kararage, which generally means the cooking technique where the food's marinated, then deep fried. Also can be short for agermo, which is just deep fried. Don means there's a rice bowl and there's topping. Katsudon, cutlet on top of rice. Dambori, bori on top of rice. Again, katsu's cutlet, meat that's flattened, breaded, fried. Maki is rolled. So this is how you would prefer to hand rolled sushi. Maki. Shiru or juru, it means it has a soup or a broth. Sashimi is not sushi. It's Japanese word for pure spotty, which means it's just any raw meat or fish that's thinly sliced. Mushi, short for mushimono, which means steamed. And yakimono refers to a cooking technique where the food's grilled or pan fried. So takoyaki, yakisoba, takoyaki. Taco is just squid, yaki, grilled squid. Yakisoba. Soba is a type of noodle, grilled noodles. there are more techniques covered in that are part of Japanese cuisine, such as nimono, which is steamed, simmered, or boiled. Itam Itame mono is stir fried. Suketmono means pickled or salted vegetables. Aremono are dishes that are dressed in various sauces. Sunomono are like vinegar dishes. Like it's pickled but in vinegar and it's not completely pickled. And chinmi are it's just short for delicacies, so like sweets, treats, keiki. Japanese word for cakes, keiki. Or like chocolatito. Chocolate. Watashi no miku desu. Desu ka? What types of meat are there? Miku, meat. There are different types of meat in Japanese cuisine that are really common in Japanese cuisine. Iri, bleh, ebi, shrimp, ikai, squid. Wait, why am I pausing? What did I say? Ikura is salmon roe, which are like the little baby eggs. Tameko is egg. Urine? Sea urchin. That's a lot of meat. It is. Look at it. It's a lot of meat, don't you think? I'll meet up on a Monday afternoon. Taco, which is octopus. Tori, chicken. Gyu, beef. Gu just means cow. But with all this different type of meat, all the meats. the major source of protein is seafood because of Japan being an island nation. So, Japan consumes 75% of the world's caught tuna every year. 75%. One country. 75%. Let that sink in. It's just because seafood there is relatively really cheap. Because, like, you can get all you can eat sushi at these conveyor belt sushi restaurants. They have a few here in the US too, but like in Japan, there are 100 yen, which is equivalent to 88 cents. When I wrote this, it's probably less now. So imagine all you can eat sushi for less than $1. It's soy sauce. Isn't it cute? I did it myself. The PowerPoint is amazing. I love it. It's time for noodle talk. That'd be cool. But yeah, there are different types of noodles in Japanese cuisine. But like there are three major types, which are udon, which are going top left to right, udon, soba, and then ramen noodles. udon they're thick. They're thick, made out of wheat flour, and they can be served either hot or cold. Soba are the thick or thinner than udon. They're darker as well, and also they're because they're made out of buckwheat flour. Can be also served hot or cold. Cold soba is usually served with dipping sauce. So they would take on the plate soba noodles. They would lift up with chopsticks, dip in the sauce, which they bring up to their mouths for so they won't spill it, and eat it like that. And then it can also be served hot and with broth. In broth, it's like ramen is, but with different toppings. And then there's ramen, which is an import. Made out of thin egg noodles that's almost always served hot in either miso broth or soy sauce flavored broth. There's various types of toppings, and the toppings can be varied throughout the different regions of Japan. I shall pause and read some of the comments. Because I haven't been reading comments that much. All the types of meats, man. Yeah, Japanese vending machines are wild. I love them. There are these vending machines that are blacked out. Like you can't see what's in them from the front, like outside, because vending machines usually have those the glass. And they have adult vending machines where they put in not toys, but like underwear, just in case you need them. They're clean. They're clean underwear. It's not like that. That'd be a whole different thing. It's not like that. But yeah. But like they even have like hot vending machines, or like just a lot of Japanese products that are like really interesting inside vending machines. Like there's this vending machine where they have like coffee, and if you pop the top, it heats up. The same with binto, which are like Japanese lunch boxes. They're filled, and you pull a string, it heats up, and it's so cool. But like you can't you wouldn't be able to take those on like planes. They have a thing against putting them on planes because slight fire hazard. Not really, but like planes. Alright. Oh, they stick yen in the vending machines. Or, well, yen mostly because they're like a really cash-based economy. They usually keep yen on them, which are coins. Or like, they have like coin yen and then they have like paper yen. Or sometimes they have these cards, these refillable cash cards that they use, that can be used on vending machines. Like Suico or Passimo, stuff like that. Those are like the two major brands. Those can be used in like vending machines, convenient Kobini, which are convenience stores, or like on trainway systems. And they come in a bunch of cute colors and stuff. It's really interesting. The next section is about shun, which is the seasonality of food in Japanese culture. And because like each dish is designed specifically some dishes are designed specifically to herald in the arrival of for major seasons or specific calendar months. because there's a really high respect for nature in Japanese culture because of Shintoism, which is their which is a native religion in Japan. Shintoism has a really prioritizes respect for nature, so that's why they put a bunch of seasonal ingredients in their dishes. The first season is obviously hot. Haru. Haru is spring. Japanese. Spring foods are eating with hami, which is traditional cherry blossom viewing. Sakara, cherry blossom. They usually have snow peas, eggplants, turnip, strawberries, ichigo, or bamboo shoots, which are like the pure pieces of bamboo that are young and they haven't sprouted out of the ground yet. Like they've barely sprouted, is when they pick them because like once they sprout and hit a certain height, they're really hard to eat. The seasonal treat of spring are the strawberry rice cakes, ichigo taifu, which are on screen right now. They're cute. They're strawberries, fresh strawberries coated with a sweet bean paste, and mochi, which is like a rice flour. It's really chewy and sticky. I ate mochi once and I almost choked. I wasn't expecting it to be that chewy. Cause like I had the mochi ice cream, which are really good. Summer snatsu is a time for festivals, so a bunch of stalls at these festivals sell like a lot of cold or chilled foods, such as shaved ice, pieces of watermelon, which is suka in Japanese, or cucumbers. Umami is fermented soybeans. Momo, peaches, cherries, different types of citrus fruits. Eel and sea urchin are also sold a lot too. And then fall is time for momoji, which is leaf viewing, autumn leaf viewing, because like autumns in Japan, fucking mint, pretty, amazing. The seasonal foods for fall are chestnuts, figs, pears, sweet potatoes, mushrooms. It's a Japanese squash pumpkin. It's in that family. Called kaibocha, salmon, ro, and octopus, which is tokyo. They're all they're like the diff. Those are seasonal things, and then there's also popular dishes of like candied sweet potatoes, savory egg custard mushroom dish, which I have on the screen right now, which is matsu take, chawa, and mushi. It's very interesting. And then like winter fuyu is a time for hot pots. Hot pots are like stereotypical anime dishes where they have a bunch of food in the boiling pot. It's just super stew, and you share it with your friends. Because again, it's open dish and you cook it with your friends, so it keeps all of you warm. Very interesting concept, is it not? But yeah, it features a variety of proteins or seasonal dishes, such as seasonal vegetables, meats is what I meant. Yellowtail fish, sweet shrimp, tuna, oysters, radish, which is Japanese daikon. So whenever someone says a daikon radish, they're saying a radish. It's hilarious. It's kind of like chai tea. Chai means tea. Awesome. But yeah, radishes. Um, or like radishes, cabbage, lotus roots, apples, which are ringo, strawberries again, which are also still in season. But like strawberries are essential ingredient in the Japanese Christmas cake, which is that like strawberry shortcake angel food hybrid that I've seen on anime. It looks amazing. Also, in winter, well, technically it's like more fall, but in fall, Japanese people really like KFC for both Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's like a really big thing there. It's hilarious. KFC is actually really big in Japan. There's even an urban legend around Colonel Sanders. Because, like, there was this Japanese baseball team that after they won for the first time in forever, all their fans got a little drunk and rowdy and went to the nearest KFC from the bar that they were at that was close to their home stadium. And they threw Colonel Sanders' statue in a river, right? And they washed away. And then they say that that team was cursed that day to lose until the statue returned, and they lost for like 20 plus years until they made a new statue. And the year they made and put the new statue in is a year that they won. Interesting, eh? 面白いね。面白いですね。Umami. This next section. Washoku includes a lot of different cooking techniques that are used to bring out the flavor of umami from the ingredients. Umami is hard to explain. It's defined as a pleasant, savory, long-lasting taste that coats the whole tongue. And there's no current, like, direct English translation for umami, but like the kanji for umami is umai, which is the first one, which means delicious, and mi, which is just taste. Umami was discovered as like the fifth of the 5 basic tastes in 1908 by a Japanese scientist, Itate, because he noticed this certain glutamine from like Kobe sushi that was like completely different from anything else, and umami got formally recognized as that 5th basic taste in 1985. So that's pretty recently. I have a joke. It's gonna be hilarious. When did the Japanese first start eating eggs? A long time ago. Get it? I love funny jokes. They're hilarious. Stuck on the vending machines. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of different types of vending machines in Japan. It's very interesting. Give me a second. there are multiple types of like vending machines. So there's usually a vending machine on like every street, at least in Tokyo, and it's like approximated. There's like one vending machine for like every 31 Japanese citizens in all of Japan, not just Tokyo. So there's over 4 million vending machines nationwide 2020. The fact that they have to do like whole ass vending machines since it's hilarious. That's a lot of damn vending machines, right? But like there's multiple different like vending machines. You can buy like regular things you get from vending machines: water, tea, coffee, coffee, sports drinks, juice. Then like tomato juice, like that's interesting. Soups, like Japanese red bean soups is a thing that's in vending machines. Oshiriku. Also like chocolatos, energy bars, ice cream, whole ice creams, cups and noodles, rice balls. Again, the hot meals. And then they have those like gankempos, which are like the little ones with the capsules. Yeah, those are the ones that can contain, well, the regular vending machines can contain like underwear. Not used underwear, clean, but those also contain clean underwear. It's hilarious. But, yeah. There are like flour vending machines, egg vending machines, daishi, which is a Japanese like soup stock. They have those where you can buy like the soup in vending machines. Interesting, right? There's umbrella vending machines, mask vending machines. They have these they even have like seal, like Japanese wooden amulets or hanko. They're like little seals engraved with the names on or on them. You can make your own hanko. It's kind of like a stamp. You can personalize them in a vending machine. Necktie vending machines. But yeah, hella vending machines. It's hilarious. Any questions? I'm still gonna need some laughs in the chat, cause this joke, top notch. I'm like BX level comedian with this joke. I haven't. Not yet. I want to. I want to go visit first, but I want to visit, like live there. It'd be kind of cool. Mostly visit. Oh no! Come on, that's hilarious. I'm hilarious. Oh wait. Give me a second. Let me do a thing. Let me pull up a thing. Let's take a poll. How do I make a poll again? Give me a second. Crap. I need help. Oh wait, no, I did it. Please contribute to the poll below. Yes, I do. I have all the nerves. I have a couple thousand of them. I'm hilarious. It has 2 votes. It's 50-50. PX, did you vote for yourself? Did you vote for yourself, Mr. J? You can tell me. Hee. I'm hilarious in a different way. Yeah, BX has like that high humor. I'm bored. Ooh, I'm gonna post a link. And I'll do it again. I bet you will, won't you? That's hilarious. Ooh, what happens if I press the star? That doesn't do it. Crap. No. Sheesh. So you guys will take part in the huge future vote because we all know the actual answer to that. No contest about it anymore. I did a poll. I won. But yes. Ooh, wait, what are the poll results? Is it still 50-50? Oh no. Well, it's a tie. No, I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm not. I know what day it is. And I can say it in 2 languages. I can't do that, drunk. I've tried. I got the days mixed up. I said it was Wednesday. Last time I tried that, when it was actually like Friday. Alright. It's a tie. I'm ending the poll. But yeah, I topped blah blah blah. Blah blah. But yes, I have dropped the link if anyone wants to come up. If not, you want to watch me play Stardew? I'm going to play Stardew. Move. He's like, I figured out how to play multiplayer on Stardew 2 different ways. Because I'm cool like that. Can I see who voted? No, it just tells me my poll, Kyra 50%, BXB Spoy 50%. Poll complete, 2 votes. But like, it's kind of obvious who those 2 votes are. Ooh. Um. Mm, ha! It's little me. Mm. Ah! Why did it shift? Choo, choo, choo. Bye, Kayla. What's Oregon Trail? I don't like the actual Oregon Trail. Or like, is that a game? I'm confused. I'm confused. Very confused. I'm also sleeping in. Look how cutely I decorated my house. Also, I've expanded my house. It's huge. Also, my farm is cool. You know who doesn't have a cool farm? Not me. Apple berries. You have to travel the span of the Oregon Trail without dying. That sounds really interesting. So it's like a survivor game? Is it just like from natural elements, or are there other elements like monsters? Oh no, I'm out of water. Wait, can I? Oh wait, can you guys hear it? Do I have a shared? Probably the first survivor game ever. That's cool. Eh, I can hear it now. I'm not sure if you guys can. This is weird. So, what's your guys' favorite fruits? Do you have a favorite fruit that feed go to people, feed oxen, backup, have backup wagon wheels? Whoa, it sounds cool. How do you make sure ox don't die? Wait, they can swim? Can they swim? Is it? I'm confused. What's the difference between an ox and a buffalo? What's the difference between a buffalo, an ox, and a bison? Or is it just because, like, haha, buffaloes have wings? I'm just joking, I know they don't. It'd be hilarious if they did, though. You build a floating device for your wagon? Whoa, that actually does sound cool. How would you gotta be MacGyver the fuck out of that. How does that work? Mm-hmm. I trust the hoe. But yeah. Oh, do you guys want to meet my chickens? I have chickens and I have a cow. I have chickens and I have cows in this game, and it's really hilarious. Cause I gotta see if I have to milk my cows. I don't have my bucket. This one is Grouchy. Okay. This one's Maka. This one's Lee. They're both girl cows. And this is where all my chickens are. I have a lot of eggs in here. Damn it. This one's angry. This one's Shuro. Shuro. It means white in Japanese. And this one's my least favorite chicken. It's the worst. So I named him Mario. Because I'm hilarious. But yeah. Yeah, I've made it to the second year. I'm in summer, halfway through summer of my second year in my Stardew, because I'm cool like that. Mm. Damn, that's a lot of blueberries. I'm gonna keep some of these and make blueberry seeds. Yes, I have all kinds of gadgets and gizmos, because I'm cool. But yes. Dad, I'm tired. I'm probably gonna go to sleep. Good night, everybody. Ah, how do I turn this off? Oh, good night, everybody. Have a nice night. Oh, good night, and technically, good evening in Japanese is konbanwa. Konbanwa. It's good evening. Good night is like when you say you're about to go to sleep. Is oyasumi. Konbanwa, minasan. Konbanwa.